Well, as we kick off spring, many gardeners are prepping their tools as they start growing season. Joining us today to help break down the 2026 gardening trends is Katie Dubow with Garden Media to help get a jump start on what to expect this year. Katie, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, I'm excited to be here.
We all are, as you know, we've got more sunlight, warmer temperatures going forward, but 2026, the theme of the year is lemonading. Explain to people at home what that means.
Well, when we look at our trends, we have individual trends, but we always have an overarching theme. What is the thing that ties each of the trends together? And how are we generally feeling as a gardening society? And this year, it's the term, when life hands you lemons, you plant them. So it's our idea of just about turning uncertainty into something productive and beautiful. Instead of retreating when we get scared, we are really turning to optimism and about making any place feel hopeful and beautiful. It's that idea of resilience, that lemonading is looking at the bright side of things. And that's what we're feeling for 2026.
Hey, we're all about that as we go into a new season out there. How can folks at home kind of embody the idea of lemonading in that theme?
Well, the first is do not be afraid to fail. If you are a beginner gardener, then you may think that all of us expert gardeners never kill any plants. But please, the joy of gardening is failing, which that means you've killed something or 100 things. So first is really don't be afraid to fail. Start small and find something that you absolutely love. If you're a chef, grow rosemary this year. If you're a little bit more advanced, try something that's a little bit out of your zone, like a butterfly bush. So there's just so many different things that you can do. The last thing is create a sanctuary. So pick a small space that you feel like you can do something, even if it's just a pot, and really tend to it throughout this season. And you'll find that just the process of planting, of watering, of caring, of weeding, all of those things are going to ground you, give you peace, relax you. And then there'll be that reward of whether it be the herbs, the food, or the flowers. And so really take that process through from start to finish.
And this year, it looks like gardeners can expect more precision and purposeful gardening. What does that mean for us amateur gardeners?
Well, those are actually two of our very first trends. We have 7 this year, and both precision and purposeful gardening are 2 of the first ones. And it really talks about how we garden is changing. So precision gardening is kind of about like being high tech, even though we want you to unplug when you come outside. We can't determine the fact that we are using apps, we are using our phones, we are taking pictures, we're reflecting on that. It's kind of the way that we keep our notes now is through our photos on our phone. So it's very powerful, especially for beginners, to think about, the precision. Why am I planting this? Where am I planting this? But use some of that technology. There's a great app called Planta, using that technology to help you be more successful. Soil sensors, smart watering devices. There's so many tools out there now that we can rely on, that both beginners and expert gardeners rely on to help you get that plant from start to, whether it be a year of an annual or 50 years for a tree, to have that success. So that's what we're looking at with these first 2 trends.
And it looks like your trends report says about 70% of gardeners own a pet. How can we make gardens safe and better for those that own pets?
Yes. I know you're a dog lover, as am I, and go figure, 70% of people who garden also have a pet. And however, what that number to me is, what is the percentage of pet owners that actually don't garden? I bet it's a huge number, because a lot of them, what I hear from people is, I'm afraid to plant X because I've heard it will kill my cat, or heard it will kill my dog. And so number one is educate yourself. We work with the ASPCA and Costa Farms. They have a fabulous resource on the ASPCA's website, a list of over 700 plants that are non-toxic to pets. And so even if you're out there listening and you said, I'm one of those people who is a pet parent, and I've always wanted to grow something, but I've been afraid. Go to that resource. For the most part, herbs and edibles are safe, are non-toxic. But go take a look at that about that list, because pet safe plants is the first place we want to start. Then the next step that you want to create is shade. As we know, it can get hot in the summer and our pets get really exhausted. So planting a nice big tree for them. Another thing is safer lawn alternatives that are safer for your pets, but also who wants to look out at a patch of turf and see brown spots all over it? Some native lawn alternatives like clover don't do that from pet waste. So there are some things that we can do that make gardening safer and more enjoyable for both our two-legged and our four-legged friends.
And we've got about a minute left or so. Is there a color of the year that gardeners can really expect to take off this year?
Every year it's something that we try to pinpoint is a color. And this year, one of the colors, because of lemonading, we thought, is it yellow? Is it going to be yellow? But yellow had its moment in 2025. And so the moment we feel like is going to be the color of spring, and it's already starting to show up. Even Fender Guitars has picked the Kasumi palette, which is a Japanese palette that's kind of a color draped in ash. And the color we've picked is Faded Petal, which is a pink hue. It's absolutely beautiful.
Cannot wait to look forward to all the color popping across gardens everywhere. Katie Dubow with Garden Media. Thanks as always for joining us.
Thank you so much.